second. We're going to get all your questions.
Forever.
And people in the Netherlands, I have Fabian waiting on hold for 1 hour and 10 minutes from the Netherlands. Fabian, how are you?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
All right. So I have an I-751 pending since 2018. Mm-hmm. However, this past summer, my ex-spouse told me she wanted a divorce. So that was kind of a shock to me, heartbreaking. I thought it was best for me to spend some time with family back in Europe.
Okay.
So right now, I've been here. A lot happened over here, too. I've been here for 7 months now, and I really am ready and really like to continue my life back in the States.
You got two problems, okay? You filed an I-751, and your wife wants a divorce. Yeah. So if your wife is not going to show up to an interview with you and you're not fully divorced, you're going to get denied. So you need to be divorced. And your bigger problem is you've been out of the country for 7 months on a conditional resident card. They're going to say you abandoned your residence. So you need to come back with what most likely would be an SB1 visa because you've been out of the country for 7 months. Now you have an excuse. You're heartbroken. You didn't know what to do. You know, I feel for you. You need to come back or you're going to you already abandoned it. You really need to go to the embassy. But I would suggest also having a consultation with us before you go to the embassy to come back to the United States. So hold on 1 second.
So, I had the RFP as well. And I replied, I sent a package, and I let them know on the cover.
But you got a big problem. You've been out of the country for so long, they're going to say you abandoned your residence. That's your biggest problem right now. And you have to convert your case to a divorce case. So, you know, Even though my I-751 is still pending and no decision has been made yet? Yes, because when you have a green card, you have to say that you're permanently living in the United States of America. So when you stay out of the United States for more than 6 months at a time, you've basically said to the government, maybe I'm abandoning my permanent residence in America. And when you have a conditional green card, if you're out of the country for more than 4 months, they can claim abandonment. The law, it's even less for a conditional green card than it is for a permanent green card. So when you come back into the airport, you could have a big, big problem. A, you need to get your ass back to America. And two, you should have a consultation with us to discuss whether you should be going into the embassy to get an SB1, taking your chances at the airport. But you got to go buy a plane ticket now.
So how can I get back to the U.S.?
You buy a plane ticket. Buy a plane ticket, but the issue is when you come into the airport, they're going to question you about what your intention was. Did you want to abandon your residence or not? So you're going to have to know how to answer that. I know, but you have to know how to answer that. And we want you to answer honestly, but we also want you to answer in a way that gives you the best opportunity not to have a problem. And you need to document that. It just can't be your answers. SHANAGAY? Okay, this cannot be your name. What is your name?
SHANAGAY.
SHANAGAY. Okay, I thought it was. They said SNANAGAY. SHANAGAY. That sounds better. What's going on, SHANAGAY?
I have a question. I'm a citizen. I'm from Jamaica, and I filed for my son. He's been here since 2017, and he'll be 18 in August. I was wondering what's the best way to get his citizenship.
Does he live with you right now?
Yes.
He has a green card?
Yes.
Okay, so he's an automatic citizen. If he has a green card and he's living with his U.S. citizen mother in your full custody under your roof, and he's under 18, he's a U.S. citizen. So what you do is you file an N-600 for him for a certificate of citizenship.
I did that, and I did it through a lawyer. I'm not sure if he did it right. And I sent it in, and he told me not to put no money in there. I sent it 3 times, and he sent it back.
No, there's a filing fee you got to pay.
Okay. Because he was telling me what I could do is go to the post office with my citizenship and then get him a United States passport through that way.
You can, but that's not definitive proof that he's a citizen. Having the U.S. passport is not the gold standard for citizenship.
Okay.
The gold standard for citizenship is that certificate of citizenship. Once the Department of Homeland Security issues you that certificate of citizenship, there's no question you're a citizen. I've seen the Department of State issue a passport and then take it back when the Department of Homeland Security says you're not a citizen.
Right.
All right, so hold on 1 second. We could have a consultation. Let's go to DIONE in Baltimore, Maryland. DIONE.
Hey, good evening, Bob.
How are you?
First time caller on the show.
Okay, thanks.
But I'm a regular listener.
First time, long time. What can I do to help you?
My question is, I'm married to a U.S. citizen. I'm in the process of adjustment of status, where I sent in all the documents, all the I-485, all the medical. I did that in October, and then in November I did biometric, and then in the second week of December I received a letter in the mail saying I'm to do DS-260. Is that okay?
You filed an I-130.
The I-130 was filed from my husband was a permanent resident.
Where is he now?
2018.
Where you're in America?
Yeah.
Okay. When is your husband going to become a citizen?
He becomes a citizen this year of June this year.
All right. So wait on his citizenship. Don't do the DS-230 because then you're going to have to go home and come back. And if you don't go home and come back with a provisional waiver, you're going to get stuck.
No, but he did the citizenship in June this year.
So then you should,
June of last year.
So then you should, and you filed your adjustment already, right?
Right, in October, and then I did the biometric in November.
Okay, and you got a DS-230 from the National Visa Center. They don't know that you filed the adjustment. Just write them, say, I filed an adjustment. Here's proof.
So I'm not to respond to that?
I just told you, write them a letter saying, I filed an adjustment. I'm adjusting my status. Here's the proof. And then that'll be it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, because other than that,
one next question.
What?
I did because I was following the instruction on the letter because I didn't know.
You have an adjustment going in one way, and then you have you're processing to get a visa in another country. Stop everything in its tracks. Just write them a letter right now, okay, with your case number on it from the National Visa Center, and say, here's a receipt for my I-485 copy. Don't send the original. Here's a receipt from my biometrics. I'm filing my adjustment. Transfer my file to immigration. End of story.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Hold on. Let's go to ANDREA in the Bronx. ANDREA.
Hi. Hi, Brad.
How you doing?
Fine, thanks. I have a problem here. We went to the interview. I'm American citizen. My husband is Jamaican. So we went to the interview on Friday. Everything was okay. She was going to approve it. But one thing, the divorce, we didn't tell him that he was divorced. So we had the divorce paper, but in Jamaica, they must have stamped it 2019, September. She's telling us that we're not legally married.
That's correct. Because your husband's a bigamist. He married you before he was fully divorced. Now that he's fully divorced, you should go back and marry him now. Just go down to City Hall and get married again.
Yes. We did the paperwork.
And then withdraw this adjustment and file a new one.
So start the same papers over again?
You got to start from scratch because that was you when you filed your papers, you were not legally married to him. So immigration is correct. No. So now withdraw the old adjustment. You can't have two adjustments going. Withdraw it, file a new adjustment before they put you in deportation for not being eligible for a green card.
Oh, so because they said I have until 120 days.
No, withdraw it and file again because your case was not legal from the day it was filed.
So how do I withdraw that?
You write a letter saying, please withdraw it. And what I would suggest is get a good lawyer this time because you're screwing up your life here. Let's go to Sandra in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Sandra.
Hello.
Hi, Sandra.
How are you doing, Brad?
How you doing?
I'm good. You're doing an awesome job.
Thank
Keep
you.
it up.
Thank you.
I have two questions I want to ask.
Go ahead.
My dad, he has been a permanent resident here for 17 years. However, he doesn't know how to read or write. But I'm thinking about applying for his citizenship.
How old is he?
He is 71 years old this year.
Okay, so he doesn't have to read and write. He just has to answer the questions orally.
Oh.
So he gets he'll get an easier test. So he doesn't have to read or write, but they still have to answer the questions. What's the color of the flag? Who's
well, he knows all of that.
Yeah, so they're just going to give him an oral test, not a written test.
So we just apply regularly for the citizenship?
Yep.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Okay. I have one more question. Yeah. I have my niece. She is in Jamaica. She has a Jamaican visa. Mm-hmm. She was here from July last year to December. That's 5 months. She is only 22 months. She went down December 31st. Is the ending of this January month too early for her to come back?
She's 22 months old?
Yeah.
Who's raising her here?
I am.
Why are you raising your niece as a 22-month-old?
Because her mom can't. Her mom has more than one child.
All right. So what you need to do is have a conversation with me either about an orphan petition, an adoption, or something else. But you're not going to take this baby back and forth. That's crazy. So hold on 1 second, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Let's go to Cindy in Saginaw, Michigan.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Cindy. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for all you are doing for us.
My pleasure. What can I do to help?
I have two questions. I went for my N400 biometrics about 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So when I was going through some of the questions on YouTube, I was like wondering, I filed my taxes as single, but I don't know if that's going to affect me in the interview.
Are you married?
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
So long, about since 1997. 97, yeah.
You had a green card for more than 5 years?
I have a green card for more than 5 years now.
Yeah.
So I'm filing as. Yeah.
Well, you should file your taxes legally. I would just amend them to fix them to what's the reality, and the reality is maybe you're married filing separately, but you're not single. Maybe you had a household. I don't know. Whatever the legal definition of you are for your taxes, there's no law that says you have to file a joint tax return because you're not basing your citizenship based on a bona fide marriage where you and your spouse live together. But I would talk to your tax professional about amending it so at least you're being truthful about what your marital status is.
Oh, so I can amend it.
Yep.
All the 4 years, I can go and
Yep.
reamend. Okay.
Go amend it. Okay.
Oh, okay. So my other question is,
what?
I had when somebody asked the same question because my two sons who are 23 and 21, they don't have the certificate of citizenship, but they have the passport. So what do I do if I want them to have the certificate of citizenship?
N600.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Let's go to LEAH in Oahu, Hawaii. LEAH.
Hi, good afternoon.
LEAH.
Hi, I have a question in behalf of my family here in Hawaii. So they became a green card holder in the United States in 2007.
Right.
My sister and my parents, and then they applied for citizenship in 2012. But somebody reported in the immigration that my sister is adopted, which is yes, she is an adopted. So during the interview of their citizenship, they admitted that my sister is adopted. So
but
your
sister got her green card as a biological child, and she was not. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly. And then my parents, yeah.
Right, so this is what I would suggest, because there was fraud in getting your sister a green card, and it's been snuffed out by somebody. I'm not.
Okay.
I don't think it's in you or your sister's best interest when there's a fraud involved with immigration to be discussing it on the World Wide Web.
Okay.
All right. So I would suggest instead you hold on and have a consultation. So hold on 1 second. All right. Prince.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. Good evening.
How are you?
Good. Yeah. Sorry, I want this Prince calling from Brooklyn. Sorry,
Okay.
I wanted to ask if somebody works within a year, works from January to August, and from September, this person is out of status. If somebody wanted to file a tax, so will he file a tax for that 8 months that he has worked, or he will file tax for everything?
You file taxes based on the income you earned in any particular year, whether you're in status or out of status. So if you worked 8 months out of 12 months, whatever money you earned, that's what you file a tax return on.
Sorry, but I work for 12 months, but five out of that 12 months, I'm out of status for 5 months.
Okay, whether you're in status or out of status, let me give you a different answer or a better answer so you understand.
Okay.
Whether you are in legal status, whether you are not in legal status, whether you're legal to work, whether you're not legal to work, if you work, you got to pay taxes. Period. Has nothing to do with your immigration status. Whatever money you earned legally, in legal status, and whatever money you earned not in legal status, you combine all that money and you file a tax return.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's go to Fitzroy in Gulfport, Mississippi. Fitzroy.
Hello.
Fitzroy, how are you?
I'm good, Brad. How are you?
What's going on?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Me and my wife want to talk to you, sir.
Okay.
We're from Jamaica, and I'm a citizen of the States.
Okay.
And we got married in July, and I put his paperwork in. October 15th, we put the paperwork in. They sent back in a reply of request evidence, additional evidence, and we want to ask.
We want to ask.
I'm
waiting for the question.
I know, I'm sorry. It's about the affidavits of support.
What is the question?
It said you must provide the following information.
Don't read. Okay, all right. You have no idea what you're doing. I can tell you this right now. Okay? Because you already.
Well, we have a lawyer.
Your lawyer doesn't know what
the
lawyer doesn't know what he's doing. Then you don't read. You didn't file the affidavit of support properly. All right, you don't need to read me the letter. I can tell you it. If you have a specific question, but don't read me, because you're going to read me a letter they give you a 3-page letter.
Okay, we're planning to do the taxes together, and he don't have a social. Do I have to?
You attach a W-7. Any tax preparer should know how to do this. You attach a W-7 form to your 1040 return, and you file a joint tax return. Now, his work permit and social is at a standstill. Hasn't even left the starting gate yet because
he don't have a social.
I know that because you screwed up your paperwork. Because if it was done right, he'd be on his way to getting a work permit. Hold on. Torturing me with that question.
Yeah, that was tough.
All right, that's torture. That was New Year's Eve New Year's torture. Let's go to KIMESHA. They need a consultation. KIMESHA.
Hi, how are you doing today, Brad?
What's going on?
I'm wonderful. I have 2 questions for you. I filed my I-485 back in October. That's the fingerprint 2 weeks after.
Right.
Now I got a letter December 20 that I have interview in January. Is that normal?
In this time and age, it happens. It happens a lot that you get an interview before you get your work permit. The good news is you're getting an interview faster. You'll get your green card faster, which is better than having a work permit faster.
Okay.
All right.
My other question is I have a friend who had petty theft at the Walmart. However, he did not do a fingerprint. He only had a fine. Would that something that would show up on a criminal record for him?
Absolutely will.
Even if he did not do a fingerprint?
If you get arrested, No,
he did not get arrested.
So then I don't know what you mean by he paid a fine. Because
he went to court.
Then he was
arrested. He went to court.
If he went to court, just because he didn't get thrown in jail doesn't mean it's not an arrest.
Okay.
Hold on. Yes, it's a criminal offense. Hold on. People always think if you're not in jail, you're not arrested. All right, let's go to JERMAIN in Brooklyn.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, Brad. Happy New Year.
Good afternoon, and good evening, and Happy New Year. What's going on?
Yeah. Question. I want to ask you. I have an interview next week, so I just want to ask you this question: if I ask, even though I do not get my work permit as yet, but my interview is scheduled. If I ask if I was working,
who sponsors?
What should I say? Yes or no?
Well, first of all, you always tell the truth. But I have a question for you. You're getting sponsored by a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, I'm married to a U.S. citizen.
The answer is, if you worked out of status, married to a U.S. citizen, it is not a bar to getting a green card. Unless you worked within the first 90 days of your entry, then you would need a waiver. So as long as you didn't work within the first 90 days of your entry into America, the fact that you worked out of status does not prevent you from getting a green card.
No, I started working after.
Okay, so then you're fine. So then the answer is A, you tell the truth, and B, when you do tell the truth in this particular instance, it won't hurt you.
Okay.
All right.
And the next question is, I have a next question for a friend.
Sure.
His wife needed to file her taxes sometime this month end.
Yes.
And she wanted to know if she should file married or single.
Married.
What's the best way to do it?
Married, if you're sponsoring your spouse.
Married?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And he wouldn't have to get his social for that?
No, we talked about that. You file a W-7, you attach it to your 1040 return. That was on the lady from Mississippi who tortured me. All right.
Okay, the third question is...
No, you got two.
1 minute.
Two. That's it. Let's
Just
go.
one, Brad.
All right, quickly.
Okay. Tell me something. This 30-60 rule Tell me about that.
The 30-60 rule?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about any 30-60 rule.
Oh, you don't have a 30-60, like you have the 90 days rule. You have to be here for 90 days before you can marry. You don't have
if you get married before 90 days, there's a presumption that you got that you entered the United States to get married and not to visit or be a student or whatever your purpose of coming, and they're going to say it is a fraud, a misrepresentation. If you get married, let me finish my sentence. Let me finish my sentence. You asked me for a question. So I'm giving you my answer. Okay? So if you get married within the first 90 days, the presumption is you committed a fraud. You lied to the government. Now, if you get married within the first 30 days, that's absolute fraud. If you get married between 30 and 90, there is a rebuttable presumption that it's fraud. Rebuttable means that you can talk your way out of it if you can convince somebody that you really didn't come here to get married and change your mind after. Obviously, the closer to the 90 days, the easier it would be. Okay?
That's it. Thank you very much, Brad.
Okay. Emmanuel in New York.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I have a question. I received a denial notice on the 21st, right? Pertaining for not submitting, failed to submitting the I-864, right? And
that's the affidavit of support.
Yeah, the affidavit of support. And the next thing about it is my wife didn't get to file the 2018 tax return. How can I go about that?
File it now late, and then file a new adjustment with the proper forms.
So may I ask something? What if they you don't respond to the 33 days?
Then you can be denied, and you got to file again.
Okay, no problem. But I have to file with the 2018 taxes, right?
I don't know what I don't know what you're doing. Okay, all I know is this is what you tell me. I file something. I got a letter back that my wife hasn't filed a tax return for. I haven't filed an affidavit of support, and my wife hasn't filed a tax return in 2018. It's all the information I know.
No, all right, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm actually saying that they denied the I-4.
What I am saying to you is, if your case is denied, you effed up, and you have to file again. And if you're going to file a second time and do the same stupid crap, you'll F up a second time and a third time. So yes, your wife has to file tax returns if she worked. If she didn't work, you don't file a tax return. And yes, you will need a second affidavit of support from somebody, because apparently your wife doesn't make a good enough living. She's not even filing a tax return.
Okay, no problem.
It is a problem for you. You need help. It's not a no problem. It is a problem. Hold on. Questions today. Wow. Wow. Akosnia in Orange Beach.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm all right.
What's going on?
Okay, so earlier last year, me and my husband got married, and we filed all the correct paperwork and everything. He went and did his fingerprints, and we get a letter back in early December, and they basically say that they need proof that I did not have to file my 2018 taxes. I was claimed as a dependent. Now, the person who claimed me, she's refusing to give any statements, basically saying that she claimed me and, I did not have to file. And on the other hand,
so so you didn't work in 2018. So
I did.
You did work in 2018. How much money did you earn in 2018?
I'm under the limit to file, if that makes sense.
Okay, so you're going to write a letter saying my earnings for all of 2018 was X amount of dollars. I was told I was not required to file a tax return. End of story. All right, you show your W-2. You get a W-2 for that year, or a 1099 or something?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, okay. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.